Hello and welcome to the next edition of the HP Discover podcast series. I'm Dana Gardner, Principal Analyst at Interopera Solutions, your host and moderator for this ongoing sponsored discussion on IT innovation and how it's making an impact on people's lives. Once again, we're focusing on how companies are adapting to the new style of IT to improve IT performance and deliver better user experiences as well as better business results. Our next innovation case study interview highlights how Snagajob in Richmond, Virginia, one of the largest hourly employment networks for job seekers and employers, is using big data to improve their performance as well as to better understand how their systems provide services to their end users in a very rapid environment. Snagajob has already recently delivered almost 500,000 new jobs in a single month to their system, so the scale here is very impressive. To learn how they're managing that, we're here with Robert Furman. He's the data architect at Snagajobs in Richmond, Virginia. Welcome to the show.
Dana, thank you for the introduction.
So first off, tell us a little bit about your organization, hourly workers. How is that different from regular employment, or what type of employment are we talking about? You've been around since 2000. You've been doing this successfully. Just let us understand the role you play in the employment market.
All right, so Snagajob, as you had mentioned, is America's largest hourly network for employees and employers. Our sweet spot is, like I said, the hourly market. That means we have, relatively speaking, high turnover. Another aspect is, in comparison to some of our competitors, that we provide, relatively speaking, inexpensive service. And so our subscriptions are on the low end compared to our competitors.
And tell us about how you have used big data to improve your operations. I believe among the first ways that you've done that is to try to better analyze your performance metrics. What were you facing as a problem when it came to performance metrics?
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, we started looking at our environment, and it became obvious that our traditional technology was showing some signs of stress. As you had mentioned, we really have data at scale here. We have a churn of, let's say, 25,000 postings per day. And we now have about 700,000 unique visitors on a daily basis. So data is coming in very, very quickly. And we also realized that we are sitting on a gold mine. We were able to ingest data pretty well, but we had a problem getting information and the innovation out of our big data lake.
And of course, real time is important. You want to catch degradation in any way or fashion from your systems right away. How do you then go about getting this in real time? How do you do the analysis?
So we started using Hadoop. We are, a lot of technical terms here, we are using from our website, we are getting events. Events are routed via Flume directly into Hadoop. And we are collecting about 600 million key value pairs on a daily basis. So massive amount of data, 25 gig on a daily basis. And the second piece here in this whole journey to big data was now analyzing these events. That's where we are using Vertica. Second part out of the Haven environment. And our original use case was to analyze a funnel. A funnel is that that people come to our site, they're searching for jobs, maybe by keyword, maybe by a zip code. Now, a subset of that is interested in a job, and they click on a posting. Yet a subset of that is applying for the job via an application. Yet a subset is being of interest for an employer, and so on. And we never had been able to analyze this funnel. The data set is about 300 to 400 million rows and 30 to 40 gig And we wanted to make this data available not just to our internal users, but also external users. Therefore, we set ourselves a goal of 5 seconds response time. So no query on this data set should run for more than 5 seconds. And Vertica and Hadoop gave us a solution for this business goal.
And any metrics of success? How have you been able to increase your performance, reach your KPIs, SLAs? How has this benefited you?
Yeah. So one other application that we were able to implement here is a recommendation engine. Recommendation engine is that users or job seekers that apply for a specific job may not know about all the other jobs that are very similar to this job or that other people have applied to. So we started analyzing the search results that we were getting and implemented a recommendation engine. And here sometimes it's very difficult to have a real comparison between before and after. But here we actually were able to see we got an 11% increase in application flow. Application flow is how many applications a customer is getting from us. And by implementing this recommendation engine, we saw an immediate 11% increase in application flow, one of our key metrics.
And so you took perhaps the success from your big data implementation and analysis capabilities from this performance task to some other areas. Are there other business areas, search yield, for example, where you can apply this to get other benefits?
Yeah, what is very interesting, when we started, we had the idea that we were looking for a solution for migrating our old environment, our existing environment, and to a better performing new environment. But what we have seen is that most of the applications we have developed so far are brand new applications that we hadn't been able to do before. You mentioned search yield. Search yield is a very interesting aspect. It's a massive data set. It's about 2.5 billion rows and about 100 gigabytes of data as of right now, and it's continuously increasing. So what this is all of the applications as well as all of the search requests that we have collected since we have started this environment. And we are able to analyze the search yield, that is how many applications, for instance, do we get for a specific search keyword in real time. By real time, I mean somebody can run a query against this massive data set and gets a result in a matter of a couple of seconds. So we can, for instance, analyze what are specific jobs in specific areas, what are specific keywords that are searched in a specific time period or in a specific location in the country.
And once again, now that you've been able to do something you couldn't do before, what have been the results? How has that impacted or changed your business?
It really allows our salespeople to provide great information during the prospecting phase. So if we are prospecting with a new client, we can tell them, very specifically, if you are in this industry and you are in this area, you can expect an application flow of, depending on how big the company is, let's say, 100 applications per day.
How has this perhaps been of benefit to your end users, those people seeking jobs and those people seeking to fill jobs?
Yes. So if you think about it, there are certainly some jobs people are more interested in than others. On the flip side, if a particular job gets 100 or 500 applications, it's just fact that only a small number actually is getting that particular job. Now, if you apply for a job that isn't as interesting, you have a much, much higher probability of getting that job.
And now that you've been here at the Big Data Conference for a day or two, what's jumping out at you? What would you like to see from HP going forward? Maybe across the Haven portfolio, tighter integration between Hadoop and Vertica. What's one of interest, and two, what would you like to see next year?
I attended one of the technical tracks on Maverick. It is fantastic. What's coming up in Vertica. Now, secondly, what I would like to see from HP is a tighter integration, or to continue to integrate Hadoop and Vertica. I think it would be great to see Vertica as sort of a SQL front end into Hadoop. Vertica has a great analytical engine and has all the SQL 92 compliance, and there's not really a whole lot of competition right now, or most other SQL distributions sitting on top of Hadoop either they aren't as compliant in terms of standards, or they don't provide all the analytical capabilities. So for HP to reach down into the HDFS storage would be a great benefit for us.
Well, very good. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. We've been talking with Snagajob, based in Richmond, Virginia, about how they're using big data on multiple levels to improve their business performance, their systems performance, and ultimately how they go about understanding their new challenges and opportunities. So with that, I'd like to thank our guest. We've been joined by Robert Furman, the data architect at Snagajob in Richmond, Virginia. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana.
And I'd like to thank our audience as well for joining us for this special new style of IT discussion. I'm Dana Gardner, Principal Analyst at Interauber Solutions, your host for this ongoing series of HP-sponsored discussions. Thanks again for listening, and do come back next time.